Hey guys, what is up? It is Greg here from Personal Evolution. Today coming at you with another business model analysis featuring this time the Near protocol. Um, we'll be looking at what it is, how it works, and what could happen in the long run. We're going to take our framework from the fundamentals or fundamental analysis of crypto projects video, and I in a recent video on Thundercore I used this, and I thought it was quite helpful actually. What this is showing the layer one flywheel that layer one projects experience. So these are the base layer projects, the protocols. What it is it's basically a system where as you put more inputs in, the flywheel spins faster and faster, and that's how we get this upward spiral. So yeah, we're just going to go around this little diagram and talk about each one in turn. And as it says at the bottom, it's adapted from A16Z's Economics Flywheels for Crypto, which I will link in the description below if you want more information on that. So, Near Protocol. Let's have a look. So to start, we always start at the top here. So Near is an open source platform that accelerates the development of decentralized applications. It's a decentralized development platform that's built on top of the Near protocol, which is public, sharded, developer friendly, and it's a proof of stake blockchain, which is important when we come down to the miners and validators because they don't have miners. So it's a bit like a public community run cloud, and that means it's highly scalable and low cost. And the Near platform really focuses in on this bottom corner, so the third party developers, which is important because some things like Thundercore was kind of across these two, more so maybe on the users, but it's important to know the differentiators. So Near's sort of probably focusing mostly on the supply side if we're thinking demand or supply. So users are the demand, developers are the supply sort of thing. But we do have these extra bits. So yeah, like I said, Near's really focusing down on developers. If you go to the link in the notes, where I've done the blog post, we go through the breakdown of how they've allocated the Near tokens when they released it all. But in terms of investing, let's have a look. So it's quite a small table. Prior fundraising, as you can see, Near has a history of raising venture capital, and they sell tokens at a given price. And the lockup means how long the investor has to keep it before they lock up. So, I mean, I did some quick maths the other day, and I posted it on Twitter. If you're not following me, please give us a follow in the thing. So at that first valuation, the funding is if we work out 21.6 million tokens times the current price of $4.15 when I did the calc, it would now be worth 89,640,000, which isn't really a bad return really for an investor. So obviously that's gone up many times. So I bet there's some happy people. I mean, even at the latest one, they're still smiling because it's more than 10x. So yeah, really good return for investors so far. Which, as we can see, has led to each one of these leads to a better token price. We kind of see that in this table. So let's talk about miners and validators. So I couldn't find much on this. If someone knows where to look, I'd appreciate it, and I'll remake the video with some stats. I know it's done by staking. So as a Near holder, you can go to staking in your wallet and just stake tokens, and that helps do the proof of stake consensus mechanism. But yeah, I couldn't find any stats anywhere on how many validators and stuff are actually running nodes. Maybe there's probably something out there that I just haven't come across. So that's that bit. Then we get on to the third-party developers, which slash platform functionality slash useful application. This kind of bottom left-hand corner. This is where Near probably starts to really shine in terms of us thinking about investing in it in the token. So let's have a look at some recent things. So this is Electric Capital's report on developer activities. So as you can see, they shout out some ones in particular: Nearflow, Avalanche, Uniswap, Balancer, Arweave, and others have now 3x their developers. So yeah, Near's right at the top of gaining developers in Q2 2020. So sorry, what this graph is showing is Q3 along the bottom versus Q3 19 along the bottom, Q3 20 at the top, and as it says on the thing, so anything above that line has gained more than 200%. So at 3x developers, and Near is one of them. So that's really good. As you can see, it's not the biggest project. It's still like 50 to 100 developers at the end of 2020. I mean, that may have increased since this came out, but it was the best stats I could find. In terms of how that is growing, Near is within 20 devs of Ethereum at the 2-year mark. And it'll be interesting to see. So yeah, Near is one of the fastest growing layer 1 protocols. As you can see, Polkadot is absolutely smashing it, and that's probably a bullish case for that. But Near is third highest here. In terms of what we're actually seeing on this graph, there's a big spike here, and then it kind of drops off again. I believe that is to do with the launch of their mainnet. There was a lot of developer activity, then it dropped off. But yeah, so really positive, and they've obviously got lots of good stuff coming. If I just get rid of those, so yeah, strong growth is probably the basic thing there. Then in terms of moving around the flywheel, useful applications. Again, it was really hard to find stats on this, but the most prominent dApps are Mintbase, which has just taken off due to the NFT stuff. They've got a testnet on Near. Zrun, which is like a horse racing thing for gamblers, and Flux, which does prediction markets. I actually didn't check that. I might have just made that up, but yeah, I think you can kind of stake tokens on what an outcome of an event will be. Yeah, really hard to find stats on how many users these guys have. So again, if anyone knows that, I've left a link into the description below where you can see more applications that they have. Yeah, if anyone knows how to find user stats on that, brilliant. Let me know. And finally, founders. So Ilya Poloshushkin and Alexis Skidanov. Hopefully I said that right. Apologies if I haven't. So these guys are a really strong team, and that's probably why they raised so much money from investors. Alex started his professional career at Microsoft in 2009, and then joined MemSQL in 2011, where he worked for 5 years as an architect and director of engineering. Ilya, who's now the CEO, has 10 years of experience as a senior dev, including 3 years at Google, where he was a major TensorFlow contributor and manager of the team building question answering capabilities at the core of Google search. So yeah, really strong team. I'm just looking at some of the stats here. So yeah, they've got the collective. So Near as a protocol, like I said, it was open source before. They call themselves the collective, and it contains a number of extraordinary teams, including champion level competitive programmers who have built some of the only at scale sharded database systems in the world. So pretty big team, and I'll leave a few links in the description below where you can find out more about them. But yeah, overall, really promising stuff from Near. In terms of then where we see this going in terms of price, if I just switch back to me, yeah, I think it's a really strong team. The strongest thing I think for me is that developer growth. Like we saw, it's at the same point as Ethereum was. In fact, it's higher than Ethereum was at the 2-year mark, or 20 developers off, sorry. Near is technically one of the best companies, well funded, seems to be positioned well for the developer, bringing on more and more developers, which is really important at this time in crypto. We see NFTs bringing in artists, and I think it goes around in cycles, so bring in developers next. So I think Near is in a really great place to benefit from this. As I couldn't find any user stats, it's hard to say, whether it's actually being used in a big way. And I think, like a lot of many crypto projects, I think we're all just waiting until this hits the mainstream, really. So obviously it needs a killer dApp, that breaks all previous records. and that will really bring the protocol and its abilities into the light. The best example of this that I've seen so far is with Binance Coin. So for those of you who don't know, Uniswap was built on Ethereum, and then it was forked to create PancakeSwap. um, and PancakeSwap is built on Pancake Coin, Binance Coin, which has brought Binance Coin right into the light. And so I think Near could benefit from something like that. I'm not sure Zed Run, and maybe it'll be the Mint Base guys who kind of bring Near more into the light. But I think it's really well positioned. It's got really nice developer documentation. I'll say in the past that my company is built on Near, and the developers really loved it. They said it was very clear. So all positive stuffs, really. In terms of price, then, probably what you've all been waiting for. Yeah, I'm quite bullish on Near. I think at the moment we've got some short-term risks in the market in general, with it being super hot, and it's going to dip, and it's probably going to dip again, and then it'll be a bleak period. But yeah, I'd say I'm pretty bullish, and I'd probably collect Near. Dollar cost averaging, if you've heard of it. That's what I'm doing into the market while it's hot. So I've slowed down the rate at which I'm buying tokens. But then as the market starts to drop, I'll probably turn that back up again and buy more kind of each month. So I'd average out at what point I get in. Some say that misses the big gains. Some say, misses the big falls. But for me, it's the best way to slowly accumulate wealth over time. So I'll probably make another video on that. Near is definitely on my list, as is Thundercore in my previous video. XRP, as in the first video made, is still on the watch list. It's got some interesting stuff coming out. I think it's a low point, but yeah, we'll go into that in another video. So that's it for today. Please give this video a like, and looking forward to any comments I get. And like I said, if you know where to find kind of those stats that I'm missing, yeah, really appreciate it. And I hope this was useful, and yeah, like I say, please like and subscribe, because it helps YouTube algorithm know that we're doing good stuff and it's interesting. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.